Good morning, YouTube. I am here with the Eddie Horvath.
Good morning.
And we'll talk more about what the Eddie Horvath, it's going to be the mystery to guess what the stands for. So there is an answer. So
you might not want to know.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. It is the, 28th?
28th.
Of November, and it is 39 degrees out here right now, a little breezy, so it's a little chilly morning here. We have got a license plate from Jersey, and if you're thinking of Jersey, this is he said it's an island
Off France.
off of France. It's a 5x9 island, and he said that 100,000 people live there on that island.
Yeah.
And this is what their license plates look like. So we will definitely put this on the wall. Thank you so much. And this is from Paul Phillips.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Also, we hit 34,100 subscribers as of this morning.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank everybody for subscribing. Also, I see Nathan from Out of the Woods. He's almost 96,000. So his goal is to get to 100,000. So
that's a good goal.
He's getting there. And John Clark, Frickin' Jeep, he's getting close to 4,000 subscribers. I had called him up, I think it was Tuesday, and he's a heck of a nice guy. We had a great conversation about sawmills and you name it, we talked about it. And we're going to do some stuff about the anchor seal. He has a thing about the anchor seal, if anybody's having success for it. What we like it for is to put it on the logs, and after they're sawed and they go in the kiln, the anchor seal really saves our lumber. So
you will yield a bit more.
You'll yield a much better, the checks will be a lot smaller, if any. And also put your sticks as close as you can to the end of your board, and that solves the problem too.
Yeah.
We also took delivery of the kiln, all the components for it, so we'll show you that on this video before it's over. And what do we got going for today, Ed?
Oh, more decking. We need some 2x10s or 2x12.
Yeah,
by
full
10s
2
and
inch,
8s.
10 foot long. So this is some heavy stuff again, and Eddie never gets a break.
That's all right. We'll be all right.
Well, we might as well go ahead and look in the log pile, see if we can get some stuff out of there, and get ready to saw this up. So, well, let's get at it.
Let's drag one out of there.
Alrighty, let's see if we can get something cut here today. We changed our plans here a little bit. We are going to cut a little bit of 6x6 so we can block that carriage up. And I want to check these saw guides real quick. I know everybody been asking why you checking your saw guides, but when you're changing temperature, it's very wise. That's about as good as you're going to get. And if you notice, I have the carriage further down the tracks, and there's a little story that goes with that. Somebody was checking their saw guides one time, and something happened in the carriage drive. They said when they did the investigations, I guess an O-ring had failed, and the carriage come down the tracks, and the poor guy that was adjusting the saw guides, well, you can only imagine what happened, and ended in a fatality. So when you're adjusting your saw guides, even if you have the old belt feed, if the carriage would take off down the tracks, the worst thing that could happen to you, it would push you back away from the blade. And just a little bit of advice. Now this log here has some really bad crook in it. And, oh, I think that's as good as any area we're going to dog it down, so. Yeah, you can see how much crook it has in it. The middle dog didn't even grab it. I'm just going to make sure we're locked on good here. Don't hurt to double check it. That looks good. We're tight. That's the last thing you want to do is have that log let loose on you while you're trying to saw it. Well, hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. It's just an ugly little piece of blue spruce we're going to use for changing our carriage wheels. We need to block the carriage up. So this is going to be the two little beams we need. And the sheeting we take off of here is going to go for our back wall. Alright, before we get carving in here too far, I want to flatten the other side out because sometimes you think you've got a lot of wood left until you roll it back and then it's too late, so. Up. Yeah, when you turn it, when you go to that end of the deck to turn it, sometimes you'll end up with a, one of them loader arms will shove it a little diagonal on you. So let's see. Yeah, I got a lot of comments to answer. I've been busy trying to get this kiln going. We're tearing that house down up in Washington. A lot of people commented, why don't you just burn it? Well, you're not allowed to burn it. We had approached the fire department a few years back. They said absolutely not, so. We're going to burn it, but not as a house. So. All right, let's trying to get, well, let's just go back to here. It's a little harder to turn it here with the longer lengths, but I can use my loader arms to shove it. Get it down to the 6 inches. I'm surprised we're getting well, I gotta take us down to 6. Oh well. Won't be usable board, but who cares? Alrighty, let's lay it down. I know it was going to do that, but we'll fix it. decent cut off of there. And we'll get a piece of 1x6. Right on the back wall it will go. We got a couple small pieces of cherry on the deck too. Eddie had brought some logs in. Nothing great, but while we got the mill fired up, we're gonna have at it. Yeah, we're still waiting on 2 wheels from Edmonston. I should have went down one bay. Alrighty. You can see how fat it is down the other end. A little bit more weight. And I think I'm just going to take us down to the final 6. Don't have to be pretty. Trying to watch Eddie's fingers there. Alrighty. Let's grab another one of these spruces. And it's not much better than the last one, but it'll work. Alright, let's get to the center here a little bit better. And again, it's all years of sawing to know which face you want to open on a log. I mean, it's just... you saw a few thousand logs and you finally start to figure things out. Hopefully you figure out what not to do. Alrighty, we'll peel one more off of this side, then we'll go to the knees. You can see we got a little bit fatter end up here, so it shouldn't behave so badly. I just want my loader arms. Turn this camera just a little bit more for you. Yep, went too far. Let me go around one more time here. Yeah, sometimes they try to roll out from under it a little bit, but we fix it. Everything will be all right. little bit more than that. That'll wedge out a nice little board. I think I'll peel one more off and we'll get to our 6. There it is. How about that? All right, let's lay it down. Let's get the laser lined up here. Alrighty. Maybe we'll get it cleaned up enough, won't have to edge it. Good enough. I like John's story about sawing a turkey and going to the hospital. You had me going there, John. Yeah, when you're sawing 6x6s, a little bad habit to get into here is not bringing your dogs in when you're sawing big chunks. And what will happen to you, one day it'll come back and get you. She'll forget to retract the dogs when you're grade sawing. Don't want to form bad habits. Because we're sawing 6x6s, my dogs only come out 4 inches, so if that's all you ever sawed, you'd never have to retract your dogs. All right, let's go grab one of Eddie's little cherries here. They're not much to look at, but I don't know if that's going to make my 3 blocks or not. We're going to find out though. And wants to, yeah, we're going to let it go right there. Not quite what I wanted, but that's what we're going to do with it anyway. Alrighty. Some cherry coming up. You want 4/4, Ed? Yeah. 4/4. It's actually some clear cherry. little barking going on there. Let's see what happens here. Oh, I'm going to go out and grab that. That's going to cause grief. That'll get caught up on your track and all right. Alrighty, let's see what this looks like here. Oh, take it just a hair more. Such a small log you don't want to waste. We'll salvage a little bit out of that. Still a nice looking piece of cherry all day long. Let's get him some 1x6 out of there anyway before we whittle it down too far. Alrighty, that looks good there. Get past where we don't have to edge it, hopefully. That's a pretty board. What do you think of that? Yeah, cherry is pretty wood. And we basically are going to box the heart of this tree. I'm going to turn back here since we got a little bit fatter back there. Okay, bring the dogs in. That's what I was talking about before. As you get a little bit too complacent, bad things happen. Alrighty. I still get a little bored out of that. Another pretty board coming up. It was worth every bit of effort to saw it, I'll tell you that. All right, now you got to start making decisions. Most people probably saw that all the way back down, but we did have a couple more nicer faces on there. And there have been a lot of comments, why do you rotate the log so much? Well, this is called grade sawing. You're looking for the nicest grade. So if you don't keep turning it out, yeah, that should set okay. I don't know, we'll see. looks like it's still got a nice face. And I think I'm going to turn that other face out real quick and grab him one more board off of this, which is very rare when you work a log this small down to nothing. Come on, turn. I gotta back up a little bit more. All the weight is not where we need it on that little piece. It's hard to turn small pieces. You'll see the people at the manual mills just reaching out by hand, and kind of hard for me to do when all the controls are in here. Alrighty. I'm going to take a little skim off of this because I think it's sprung a little bit. Actually sitting good. Alright, the last piece up. 4/4. Yeah, when you got small logs, you got to try to recover all you can from them. All right, let's see if it rolls down where it needs to go. Yes. Alright, I'm gonna temporary dog it so I can roll it where I want it now. And you can see it got some crook. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn that big old part out there. And we're just gonna whittle it. We'll whittle until we get a flat spot, then we'll put that down on the head blocks. That's some crazy looking figuring going on there. Alrighty. And these logs tend to have some stress in them too. I'm going to try to bump that one, just bump that one taper out a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit extra work, but try to make something useful out of it. Remember, when you taper a log, when you gain on one face, you lose on another. So you got to sort of split the difference. And again, look at that, is some nice looking cherry. Maybe we'll pull one more off of this. All ready? So, pull that taper out of the way. I don't know if anybody run any hydraulic mills with the taper. But they're very useful. Again, another nice board. Eddie did all right on these couple logs. You can see we're getting towards the heart of the tree. Oh, let's steal one more out of there. We're almost at the center, which we do not want. Bring the dogs in. See where we're at here. Yeah, sometimes these small logs are more of a challenge to saw than a big old hog log. You don't have much to work with in the beginning, and if you mess up, it's going right in firewood pile. Alright, let's put that other face out one more time. Get Eddie something usable out of that. Try to take a little bit of bark off down there. Very good, don't have to edge that no more. And we'll run out of options on this little log. Just saw it down. That's all, it's good in there, so. Alrighty, we'll talk to you here in a bit. Alrighty, we got the back wall buttoned up, so Operation Keep Eddie Dry is really coming along here. So, and Eddie ended up with a real nice pile of cherry. We got everything all edged off, and out of them two little tiny logs, it's hard to believe what you can get out of them if you take your time. Again, if you want to get in a hurry on small little diameter logs, you'll lose every time. You'll waste all kind of wood. So we're going to go take a walk over to the kiln here and give you a little update on that. Alrighty, here we are back at the kiln, and here is the equipment. It is made by Nile Systems, and this is the controller actually right there that will be doing the monitoring of the drying. We opted for the auxiliary heater, and this will crank it up to 160 degrees in here, so we could set the pitch and pine and also sterilize the wood. So we've been plugging away here trying to get the rest of this container furred out and insulated, and then we're going to go ahead and start on our ceiling. and get this thing ready for installing all the equipment. There's a couple vents that need cut in. It's going to be a little bit of time left here before we get this done, so it's not going to happen overnight. But yeah, a lot of stuff to accomplish here. What do you think, Ed?
I think it's coming along pretty nice.
So it'd be nice to see a load of lumber sitting in here.
Yes.
And that would be that's what we need to do. We need to start sawing and drying instead of building, and all we do is build and you name it, we've done it. So now it's just a matter of getting this mill down to being an actual sawmill, not a construction site.
You put enough time in something, it gets done.
Yes, it does, and it don't get done by looking at it. But all right, everybody, you have a great week, and we will talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.